Perfect. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. For those of you that may be new to the channel, I just wanted to give you a quick rundown of what I got here. Back in 2017, I bought a 2016 Mustang GT with the performance package, and recently, back in September, I put in a P1X Pro Charger Stage 1. With that kit, I got the tune, and it made 658 horsepower on the dyno. Since then, I put a smaller pulley and went from a 3.7 to a 3.4, and hoping to gain about 3 pounds of boost. It made about 1.67 pounds and actually put it to 720 horsepower. So I took it to the track, and I was making, let's see, I was in the mid-12s at 658 horsepower. This is 6-speed manual. I think where altitude is about 5,500 feet, I believe. So I broke an axle, and I went and bought some drive shaft shop axles, 800 horsepower axles. Took it back to the track again and made quite a few passes. So the best pass I made was 11.5. So after that, everything seemed to be okay. A few days later, I had an issue. The check engine light came on. The little service engine light, which is the little wrench, came on. If you look in the manual, it says check manual, but if you look in the manual, there's nothing about the wrench. Usually that'll pop up when it's time to do an oil change. So it started running like crap. It was running like on 5 cylinders from what I could tell. So I pulled over, hooked up my SCT scanner, and there was multiple misfires, and there was a code for the mass airflow sensor. So I cleared the codes, and the car started up fine, but still wasn't running quite right. Seemed like it was down on power. Seemed like it had a little bit of a miss, nothing like it did when the all the lights came on. But anyways, I took it to, well, before I did that, I took it to my tuner, but before I did that, I checked all the spark plugs, pulled them out. I just replaced them. Put some NGK iridium plugs, 1 step colder than stock. And then I actually, while I was doing that, I have a little camera scope, and I just looked down into the cylinders to make sure everything looked normal, which it did. And once I put the spark plugs in, it didn't really change anything. So as it was running, I pulled each coil to hear, you know, the motor, to see if it would change, to tell if it was each cylinder was working, and they were all working. So I don't know. At that point, I didn't know what the issue was, so I dropped it off of my tuner, and he put it on the dyno, and he said it was down like 300 horsepower, which is a ridiculous amount. The car made 720 with the smaller pulley on 91 octane with, you know, I put an octane booster in it. I've used Torco in the past. Recently, I've been using the VP Fuel Octanium, which it's about $22 and some change, but AutoZone carries that, and it's, you know, AutoZones are everywhere. Torco was only finding it at Yearwood, so there's only one that's close by me. So, but anyways, the Octanium seems to work pretty good. So I took it to my tuner, left it there for about a day and a half, and he says that he thinks the cats are melted, so they're clogging the exhaust. So I went ahead and ordered some headers, long tube headers, an intermediate pipe, and some O2 sensor extenders. I'm waiting for those to show up. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go pull the mid pipe off and look inside the cat, the one that has the doesn't have the tailpipe on it, and look up in there with the scope and see if I can see anything. If they look melted, I'm going to try to bang the hell out of those things and get that shit out of there. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do. Sorry this intro is a little long, but just wanted to give you a quick rundown of what was going on. So we'll go check it out and see what happens. Okay, so I took the O2 sensor out on the passenger side and got a camera in there. You can see a screen on the right, that's part of the catalytic converter. And you see that on the left there, there's the other side. So there's a catalytic converter on each side, or an element of the catalytic converter on each side of the O2 sensor. So that one looks okay. Now, I took the O2 sensor out of this side, and let me switch over the camera. Be right back. Okay, now we're back on the passenger side. Sorry, the other side was the driver's side, but so that's looking downstream, and if you look at that, you can see like a bunch of crap stuck in it. So I'm going to switch again and show you upstream. Okay, so this is the best angle I can get showing upstream, and if you look, you see that curvature? That is the hole going up into the header. There is no catalytic converter element upstream of the O2 sensor. So I believe that's what my problem is. So just a big gaping hole. So I believe that first element just blew by, smashed up against the lower element, clogged up the whole right side. So what I've done is I've cut it off on the end there. I'm going to bust all that out just in the meantime until I get my long tube headers. I'm going to weld this pipe back on, and hopefully that'll take care of my issues for now until I get those long tube headers. So we'll be back. Let's see how well this comes out. So I've made some progress. As you can see, there's quite a bit of material in there. I'll show you in here a little bit when I get all this out. It's a few big chunks that I got that show definite signs of clogging the exhaust system on this right side. So hopefully this thing runs better when I'm done here. So let me get back to it. Here's a good shot of some clogging. See that? All those holes are completely clogged. So I think what happened is that first piece started to melt on the upstream side. Got so clogged that it just blew it right past the O2 sensor up against the second element, and just clogged up the whole damn thing. So, but you can see that is pretty clogged up. Can't even see through those holes at all. All right, let me get the rest of this crap out of here. There we go. Looks like I got it all cleaned out. So cross my fingers. I hope this thing runs better. I'm going to weld this pipe back on. I'm going to leave the other side alone because I don't plan on getting on it too hard. This side looked okay. I saw a couple little tiny pieces that might have like broken off and gone through, but that's definitely why the exhaust note had changed and down on like at least 300 horsepower from what my tuner was saying. So but otherwise looks pretty good. Let me grab the scope and we'll stick it up there real quick to take a look. Okay, let's see how well I can do this with no hands basically. So you can see it's clean all the way up. See if I can get that to go up a little bit further. If you guys can see that without the reflection there, that's a little better. So it's all cleaned out. There's nothing left in there. I see a little bit of dust maybe up in the pipe a little bit, but that's okay. That will blow out once I start it up and it's all put back together. And there's a majority of the crap that came out. There's a bunch of like cotton type material in there too. I guess, I don't know, that's wedged around the edges to kind of wedge it in there. But a lot of crap. So just a demonstration of what the holes should look like. That's what they should look like. The other side looks like that. And that's not even the worst of it. Here's a decent side. You can see some little clogged holes. This is the piece that was on the downside, so it doesn't look so bad. Here's a piece from the upside. So that's the downstream side. This is the upstream side. I mean, look at that. It is completely clogged. There's just a bunch of melted material and crap, and that thing just got so much pressure, just blew right through up against the other element. And there's that side. That's the downstream side of it. Upstream. Pretty gnarly. So let me get this thing welded up, get it put back together. I might just cut the video off there until I get it all put back together, and we'll fire it up, and maybe we'll do just a little pull on the street, see how well it does. So I'm stoked. I'm actually glad I found that. That tells me that, you know, we're on the right track. So awesome. We'll be back. Okay, there we go. All welded up. Everything's back in place. Hopefully this thing will run better now. Well, everyone, it seemed to have done the trick. Got everything put back together, started it up, sound good, revs good. No more, doesn't seem like it's missing anymore. It's freaking awesome. So like you saw in the video, I didn't clean out the left side because the left side still looked good. It still may have a little bit of an issue, but I got those long tube headers coming in, so I'm gonna swap those out. I'll do a little bit of a video on that. I'm not gonna do an install video or anything. It's gonna be kind of a pain in the ass. And anyways, I'm gonna go back here on this back road in Mexico and do a little pull for you guys now that it's breathing better. I'll let these cars go a little bit. Probably wait till I get onto the next road, but roll the windows down a little bit so you can hear it. Oh man, it sounds way better. So muffled sounding before. Alright, I'll come back here in a second when I got a little bit of a road. Alright, let's see what she's got. It's gonna be a little shaky. My other mount isn't working very well. Forgot to turn the traction control off. That's why I kind of bogged down there at the beginning. I'm gonna put that sucker in track mode. But it's definitely better. Oh, I can't wait to put this thing on E85. It's gonna be exciting. It already is exciting, but anyways. I hope you guys liked the video. Don't forget to like and share. And we will be back soon.